questions for Chris? Just raise your hands. We'll start with Chris Halleck.
Hey, Chris, obviously, what all went into the decision to designate David Dahl for assignment?
I think, Chris, we over the past week have really kind of defined where we are and where we're going, and the opportunity to give at bats to some of our young carry forward pieces. I think we had determined that David is not going to be that moving forward, and the decision was made to cut ties today.
On the flip side of that, obviously you guys got DJ Peters off waivers, I guess out with Dahl, and then what does DJ bring to the table for you guys, and how do you see him fitting in for your long-term plans?
Yeah, he's someone we're excited about. Woody has a history with him from L.A., and certainly somebody who plays with a lot of energy. I think Woody's described him as playing with his hair, like his hair's on fire. A lot of energy. He's got some raw power, some unique tools. And we're hopeful that just giving him an opportunity here to come in and really be himself and contribute on a daily basis and be afforded a little bit longer leash, I think it'll serve him well, and hopefully he can maximize that opportunity.
Let's go to Jeff.
Hey, Chris, with where you guys are, and now that the deadline has passed, how frequently will there be changes to the roster so that you guys can look at guys in the minors?
Well, Jeff, I think some of that will be determined by performance. Some of it will be determined by workload. Obviously, injury. There are a lot of variables that will go into these decisions over the next 2 months, but I think there will be some opportunity for some of the guys in the minor leagues. But, we'll see how that plays out. Nothing has been set in stone at this point.
Speaking of the minor leagues, how has Yoel Pozo entered the plans? I know you have a lot of catching depth, but it seems like this guy came out of nowhere and has possibly earned the opportunity for a look.
Yeah, he's had a tremendous season. Certainly we're aware of what he's done in Round Rock this year, the performance that he is, the consistency of the performance that he has sustained throughout the year, and he's, I would call it on the radar at this point. Likewise, I think the performance of Jonah Heim here of recent has been really fun to watch, and certainly Jose and what he brings on a daily basis in terms of his leadership and what he means to our team. So, these are good problems to have in terms of the catching depth right now. Especially when we lost Sam Huff in terms of catching this season. So, Pozo's really been a success story of our player development team, and it's been fun watching him, and he's certainly on the radar.
Is it for sure that Huff won't catch?
Yeah, we announced that a few months ago upon surgery, but he is playing, obviously.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
Kennedy.
Hey, Chris. I'm curious, post-deadline, I think the pitching staff may be not the biggest question mark, but obviously lost some really big pieces there. I guess what's your assessment of what that kind of looks like right now at the big league level?
Well, I think it looks like a lot of opportunity. I think that there are a lot of innings to fill. I think that these guys have a chance to really come in and seize the opportunity to establish themselves over the last 2 months as major league pieces and players that are going to be carried forward, into next year. And I think that's, as a young player, that's all you can ask for. So I think that, we have a couple in the rotation who are really trying to, set themselves up moving forward and reestablish themselves as quality major league pitchers. And I think we have a bunch of young guys who are also trying to do just the same. So I think it's the land of opportunity, so to speak. And I think that it's a great thing for these young guys to try to maximize that opportunity and establish themselves.
We've obviously been talking a lot about Spencer Howard since the trade happened. What do you think his ceiling is? Like, how good can he be on the big league level?
Kennedy, time will tell. I don't like putting limitations or labels on guys. I could say he could be a number one starter and he may become a Hall of Famer, or I could say he's going to be a number 5 in the rotation and he never, I don't like getting into labels in terms of these things. I think that he's very, very talented. Our job is to help give him every resource possible to allow him to maximize that talent. But certainly, I think his minor league track record shows that if when he's pitching well, he's a very, very good pitcher.
Joe.
Chris, you and Chris Woodward both mentioned with a guy like DJ Peters that he'll have the chance to kind of do more things here. Get a look. Obviously, the Dodgers have a pretty loaded outfield there. Do you anticipate that maybe externally you guys could be more active in trying to find guys that maybe could have more looks up here, and kind of we'll see what happens, kind of moving forward?
Yeah, Joe, I think that we're always, whether we're where we are right now in the standings or if we're a first-place club, we would always consider any avenue to get better. And so if there's players out there that we think have either not been afforded enough of an opportunity to succeed or would thrive in our environment, certainly we will always keep an open mind to acquiring those types to try to make our team better.
Thanks, Chris.
Levi.
So while we are on the topic of minor leaguers that might see Arlington this year, I think it's been a while since we've asked you about the plan for Josh Young. I was curious if, he's clearly still having a great season at Frisco. Just kind of wanted to get an update on where you stand with his trajectory this year.
No, Levi, I think we've been very pleased with Josh this season. Obviously, the foot injury coming out of spring training was a little bit of a setback in terms of his player development plan, but he's done everything we could possibly ask of him at Double-A this year and has really performed as well as we could expect. So it's been fun watching him. I think that, we're making sure that he's 100% ready, giving him as many at-bats as he needs. And, again, he's someone that we'll continue to monitor over these next 2 months and see how that progresses, but we're very proud of his progress and where he is.
Sarah.
So you mentioned we've been talking about Jonah Heim the last couple of days and how exciting it's been to watch these guys. Now, post-trade deadline, the fact that the last two games have ended the way they did with these young guys, how reassuring is that for you with just kind of that forward future picture?
Yeah, Sarah, I think it matches what we've seen all year from this team, is that while we haven't won as many games certainly as we'd like, the team still continues to play hard. The culture of the group, the fight within the group, the resilience, these guys come to play night in, night out. And there are nights where we're going to get beat, but we rarely beat ourselves, so to speak, in terms of not playing with the right effort or attitude or intensity. So, I think there's some real positives to take away from that. And as evidenced the last couple of days with those walk-off wins, those were really, really exciting. And it's a group that really is not scared of the expectations externally. They're showing up expecting to win, and they're going to continue to fight to win, and that's all we can ask for.
Awesome, thanks.
Kim.
Hi Chris, let me ask you about another minor league player, the Hyunjung Yang. After he went down to AAA, he is pitching every 5 or 6 days. But actually his number is not that pretty, not that good. What did you see from him, and what was the report about?
I'm sorry, I didn't catch the end of your question. I heard his numbers aren't that pretty, but I missed it after that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so his number is not that good. So what was the report, and what did you see from him over there?
Well, I think that, Kim is someone, Yang is someone who's been very reliable in terms of taking the ball every fifth day, going out and competing, mixing his pitches, being a quality pitcher. Certainly the results, I think, haven't been as good as we'd probably prefer, certainly in AAA, but nonetheless, we know that he's a competitor, that he'll take the ball, he'll compete, and if we have a need for innings, we certainly will consider Yang in that conversation.
Okay, we've got 3 follow-ups, and then we're going to let Chris go. We'll start with Chris Halleck.
Obviously, last year was a weird year. Obviously, just like the one trade deadline, but even from now on, there's no more waiver trade deadline before August 31st. Is there another way, like more avenues, like looking at the waiver wire and things like that, of how you guys can acquire more talent during this month?
As far as I know, this is kind of where we are and what we're limited to without waiver trades. So, I think but it's still a good avenue to continue to get better. I think today's a perfect example that DJ is someone we believe in, and we're excited to add him to the organization and looking forward to giving him a chance to really establish himself as a very good major league player. So, again, we'll continue to watch and see any opportunity to improve our club as we move forward and into the offseason.
So obviously, David still had more club control left, and so when you guys are making decisions on who to keep and who to cut ties with, are you looking mainly to keep more kind of pre-arbitration guys, or is it just a case-by-case basis on who you really want to get a longer look at?
I think to some degree it's a case-by-case basis. I think that certainly having a level of control long-term is certainly appealing. And given where we are, again, with the opportunity guys have of coming in and establish themselves without the pressure to perform or costing us a pennant race, so to speak, there's a little bit more margin of error here. So we can afford younger players an opportunity to come in and really to try to play on a daily basis without that fear of looking over their shoulder that they're going to be replaced. And I think that's something that will serve DJ and maybe others well.
Okay, Jeff.
Hey, is there can you shed any light on what happened with Aaron Zavala? The medical anomaly makes it sound like he has a missing heart chamber or a brain tumor or something. Is there anything that you can say about that?
No, out of respect, for the privacy of Aaron, we'll certainly. It's not my place to say that, but we're thrilled to welcome him to the organization and look forward to seeing him playing in the near future.
Is he going to play this year?
That's still to be determined, but we'll see as we progress here. We're just happy that we got him signed, and we'll figure out the next steps.
All right.
Last one, Kennedy.
Is DJ in Arlington already? Or no?
DJ, looks like John's wanting to answer this one. DJ is on the way
Driving.
right now. He will be here tonight and will be on the be activated.
So he'll be available to play tonight?
Correct.
He's not in the lineup, but okay. Thank you.
He was in Oklahoma City because he'd been designated. They were playing in Round Rock, but he'd gone to Oklahoma City because he was designated a couple of 3 or 4 days ago, and he's driving down from Oklahoma City. He should be here.